LSUS on the comeback. Can they make it officially happen here? But it's Colonel Esports looking like they want to make this full 3-point cap happen. Stuck here in the last point of this map. A great beat to keep his teammates alive. And they're finding the kills. It's Dragon again with three nameplates there at the kill feed. Kenny Baby here on the side on the Orisa, looking to find someone who was hanging out over here. But 2 members have fallen. Dragon's down. Now they gotta be careful here, as it'll be maybe a 4 versus 6 if Colonel Esports can reset in time.
The Orisa? Oh my gosh. This has just been the happiest day of my life.
Remaining is going to push on forward. Guys going to go golden here on the Orisa. Going to pull the Reinhardt back. Graviton Surge has come out, but no one's getting picked off just yet. There's a few kills going on over. Tracer goes down to nothing apparently, but it doesn't matter. There's only Kenny Baby left on the point. It's Dragon coming out with the attempted Deadeye, but he'll also fall directly to the Earth Shatter. Kenny Baby going to go down as well. And now it's going to be the trickle on strats here coming out from Colonel.
Yeah, it's a trickle down strats, not enough, but as enemy, it also finds a great Deadeye angle. Despite maybe we didn't see most of what had happened, but I think that if anything went wrong, it definitely wasn't the Orisa by any means. Taking the time clock down to 56 seconds for the final checkpoint, the finish line, if you will, provides a pretty big boon to LSUS. That provides them a large amount of time to work with. This map, though, especially this final track that we're zooming through right now on the observer cam, is one of the more treacherous areas on this map. Long hallways, sniper's paradise, whatever you want to call it. It's a tough one to push through.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be LSUS that has to push all the way across the map now. It's on them. Colonel Esports sitting comfortably here with about a minute remaining there on their time should be enough to get them a nice hefty push through the first point if LSUS Overwatch can make the 3-point push happen here on Route 66.
Oh, we see a Widowmaker, we see a Torbjorn. This is a recipe for fun.
I actually think that the Torbjorn here is really, really strong in the Dragon, who's just popping off on the Tracer. A good way to neutralize that target, or that Tracer from just being able to run it all over your team, is putting up a turret and having your teammates play an LOS with it. Tracer will just take damage eventually from the Torbjorn, right? And passively, with such a low health bar, you have to be staying at 150 if you want to just not get insta-bursted by anything that or anyone who sneezes in your direction.
Right. Yeah, I do like the kind of flexibility or maybe the proficiency most of these DPS players are showing. That is a great call to have the D.Va to absorb maybe some, scan damage or whatever the projectiles they want to absorb. Maybe flame strikes being absorbed left and right could be huge. But I still wonder, Sombra's a great choice against many heroes like Tracer. Turning off their ability to use abilities is such a powerful tool in any sort of shooting game with abilities, Silences are strong.
Absolutely. First fight is coming out here, and it looks like it's going to be heavily Colonel Esports favored. Stopping them here on the first corner of this map, and they're going to chase them all the way back on into their base. Good play here from Colonel. They know that I've been really impressed with Colonel's ability to press an advantage like this. They get the one pick and they just chase you all the way back to spawn. It feels like constantly.
Yeah, and we've seen some teams suffer maybe some lack of communication or lack of commitment to certain calls. Colonel Esports does not seem to be one of those teams. They are full commit. Dragon's still able to find one on the backside, making sure that there's one less healer, and unfortunately Kobe's not the greatest there on the Moira. Still has some opportunities to keep things at bay, but now it's the shell and the armor breaks. They're pushing forward. Makapi wants to continue to deny this. Look at how far back Dragon is on the backside, just trying to deny these rotations. Continues to keep this off the field, but is it enough for them to break through? They're still getting turned away. Dragon on the backside still looking for something, but on the front side of the fight, Colonel Esports still holds up with an iron fist.
Yeah, this is the tough part of the map. Dragon wants to just pick off his Ana constantly. I mean, she's isolated all the way back. She has to walk back this long ways, and he can just consume in that 1v1, right? But the problem is, he's the main damage threat. He's the guy they gotta worry about. So that pulse bomb coming out this early, this is perfect. This should be the 5 versus 6 that they need.
Look at that turret. Finally gets taken down. Maybe hopefully off cooldown, but it was enough to afford Coffee his ultimate for defense. And despite their best efforts, a lot of these members here on the side of LSUS are ground-based, stunned into the wall, into the corner. Here comes the fight, the engage, siding forward, and there comes Dragon. He's finally regained his composure and fine grouping with the team, but on the other side, Everything goes cattywampus, and somehow the DPS and the tank Zarya for the side of Colonel Esports. KWAD, in tandem with the teammates, continues to pop off here. That's a fully charged Zarya if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, the big problem is that also Colonel Esports have two main healers. If you were picking off the Ana on a Lucio comp, that would be massive. They wouldn't have the ability to sustain through anything you threw at them. When you're picking off the Ana into an Ana Moira comp, Coalescence, the balls, the heals, it's gonna be enough, and it's Kobe. As long as he stays composed along with this Ana, they're gonna be just fine. 1 minute remaining here to make the push happen. LSUS Overwatch have to make it work here. A great shatter gonna land on the Zarya there to start this one off, charging on forward too. Not sure that was the play though, as he does end up falling. Plan coming out a little bit too late. Wow now onto the back line here on the Zarya. 14 charge, not a whole lot, but they got the McCree, and it just does not matter. Enemy finds 2 picks there with the Deadeye, chasing him back to spawn once again. And with this time on the clock, it might be LSUS needing to switch over to a quick moving comp just to try and make sure they can find some time and get this overtime going.
Attack Widowmaker is a questionable call, especially with how much time you have left. You only really have 1 shot to make it count. Maybe it is the right call. She's not someone that needs an ultimate to pop off, so this could be a great swap. See if they can lock down these targets. They have a couple more seconds to even touch the payload. Here comes the self-destruct. The Diva Bomb is placed down, but there on the backside, it will actually find 2, and it will take out KWAD, and the rest of the lineup, Colonel Esports, will finally fall as LSUS will find a break and hopefully get this final checkpoint.
Not a whole lot they can do now to try and stop this one. Colonel Esports should be able to make this first checkpoint work.
Don't C9, don't C9, don't C9.
Gotta be a little bit careful of that one, but they might be able to funnel on through and stall out this cart. It will be contested. You gotta win one more fight. There'll be the Molten Thor coming out onto the point, picking up at least the Reinhardt. 1 going down so far. They gotta find some damage. They gotta find some picks. 2 go down here on Colonel Esports. They got no ults left in the tank. They got no left in the point. And it will be Colonel Esports taking down LSUS Overwatch here. What a match both these teams put on for us.
They did so well to reclaim and break through the armor of the Colonel Esports team, but they did not push through enough to stop them from regaining access to the point. I feel like at that particular juncture, wow, what a shatter. Holy coly. That was insane. I'm sad we missed that, but I'm glad we just got to see it. But yeah, Colonel Esports was able to find an angle. They were given space to rejoin the payload, and it's some stuff to work on for LSUS moving